Hello everyone! Today we are talking about the Artificer, to refer to a class not in the player's handbook.
So Jacob, what would you change about the Artificer starting at level 1?
Magical tinkering. Gain the ability to tinker magically. Wait, no, sorry. You get the ability to create 4 useless effects. I have found 0 use for this ability.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Jacob. How about we work on improving it? Dale, take it away. Let's turn this garbage useless ability into 2024 magical tinkering. At first level, you've learned how to invest a spark of magic into mundane objects. You can use this feature a number of times equal to double your proficiency modifier. You regain expended uses when you finish a long rest. To use this ability, you must have thieves' tools or artisan tools in hand, and uses of magical tinkering. As an action, you touch a non-magical object, up to large in size, and expend a use of magical tinkering to create one of the following effects. Cantrip Infusion. You can infuse an Artificer cantrip in an object. You needn't have the cantrip learned or prepared. While holding the object, a creature can cast the spell's effect from it, using your spellcasting attribute modifier. The chosen cantrip lasts until you take a long rest. As an action, you can touch the object and end the property early. You can choose to maintain an infusion on an item if you expend a magical tinkering use at the end of a long rest. Fast Mending. You can cast Mending as an action. Dale, why proficiency bonus uses? This new charge system mimics how Bardic Inspiration and Barbarian Rages operate, allowing for a much more powerful ability without being broken. Also, I choose to scale magical tinkering with proficiency bonus to make dipping 1 or 2 levels into Artificer and higher character levels much more enticing. And what about Fast Mending? It'll come up later for the Battlesmith subclass, but it's neat on its own. I also see you added both Minor Illusion and Thaumaturgy to the Artificer's cantrip list. Why's that? Well, it's to allow them to do things with images and sounds like the original magical tinkering. Speaking of cantrips, I gave Artificers the same treatment as Wizards got in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything and the 2024 Player's Handbook, by allowing them to swap out their prepared cantrips during a long rest. Jacob, how do you feel about their level 2 ability?
Level 2, Infuse Item. Artificers can create magical items. When you level up, you pick 4 magical items that you can make, infusions, but each day you can only make 2 of them.
I see and hear you. How about this? At second level, you've gained the ability to imbue mundane items with certain magical infusions, turning those objects into magical items. Infusions known. When you gain this feature, pick 4 Artificer infusions to learn. You learn additional infusions of your choice when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown in the Infusions Known column of the Artificer table. Whenever you gain a level in this class, you can replace one of the Artificer infusions you've learned with a new one. Infusing an item. As an action, you can touch a non-magical object and imbue it with one of your Artificer infusions by expending a magical tinkering use, turning it into a magic item. An infusion works on only certain kinds of objects as specified in the infusion's description. If the item requires attunement, you can attune yourself or someone else to it the instant you infuse the item. The infusion lasts until you take a long rest. You can choose to maintain the infusion on an item if you expend a magical tinkering use at the end of a long rest. If an infusion ends on an item that contains other things like a bag of holding, its contents harmlessly appear in and around its space. The infusion also vanishes if you replace your knowledge of the infusion. First off, I moved Bag of Holding from a level 2 infusion to a level 6 infusion, because I also like running Variant Encumbrance. You'll see that I removed the limit of infusions you can have going at one time. Now, the number of infusions you have is only limited by how you want to use your magical tinkering. You can even choose to have multiple of the same infusion going at the same time if you want, except use Spell Storing Ring. Finally, choosing to maintain an infusion might come up if you gave someone the other half of a Sending Stone pair. And why can't we make more than one spell refueling ring, Dale? Well, Dale, because of their new level 5 feature, Infusion Infusion. At 5th level, you can sacrifice spell slots to gain additional magical tinkering uses, converting a spell slot to magical tinkering uses. As a bonus action, on your turn, you can expend 1 spell slot and gain a number of magical tinkering uses equal to the slot's level. A spell refueling ring, being able to turn magical tinkering uses into a spell refueling ring would just fuel this, and it would be an infinite coffee lock situation, which wouldn't be good. Jacob, any other features that we need to look over and maybe tweak a little bit?
At 11th level, you get spell storing item. You can shove a 1st or 2nd level spell into an item, and it can be used until it's been used a number of times equal to twice your intelligence modifier. This is like actually forging your own magic items. You can give the rogue jump boots. You can give the fighter dark vision goggles, pyrotechnic gauntlets, disguise self mask. You can give out any kind of invention and item linked to a spell. Holy crap, this is the most creative and awesome ability. Why isn't the Artificer built around this?
Ta-da! Everything else stays the same for the base Artificer. If you like my changes so far, you can pick up the PDF over at the DM's Guild for $1, link in the description.